It's time to talk about 16 MBTI personality types. In today's video, we're going to cover analysts and diplomats. We'll do our best to explain them with their perfect counterpart celebrity. This is going to be a fun ride, so without any further delay, let's get straight to the video. Analysts. 1. INTJ The Architect. This is one of the rarest personality types, but also one of the most capable ones. INTJs are rational to the bone and quick-witted as well. They pride themselves on their ability to think for themselves. Their minds never rest, and they constantly analyse everything around them. This is exactly why they're having a hard time finding people who can keep up with them. But make no mistake, they don't mind acting on their own. They would much rather do that than wait for other people to catch up. INTJs are also no strangers to making decisions all by themselves without waiting for other people's input. They may not always make decisions based on their emotions, but that doesn't make them uncaring. INTJs strongly believe that they can achieve anything through the power of intelligence and willpower. The perfect example of the INTJ personality type is none other than Elon Musk, the second richest man in the world right now. If we're to describe Elon with one sentence, we would describe him as an independent thinker focused on solving the world's problems.
I don't have a good answer for you. I work a lot. And a lot.
As a typical INTJ, Elon uses his dominant introverted thinking or TI function to approach problems. He sees problems so clearly that he has no trouble identifying them and solving them. He has a clear vision and drive to push the boundaries of innovation for the people of Earth, which is exactly what makes him one of the world's leading innovators.
Well, you have to innovate. You have to do different things, and there has to be a tight feedback loop.
2. INTP The Logician. INTPs, also known as the Logicians, are incredibly flexible thinkers, meaning that they are known to take unconventional approaches to many aspects of life. INTPs are constantly seeking out unlikely paths, and they tend to mix willingness to experiment with personal creativity. They pride themselves on their unique perspectives and vigorous intellect. You'll often see them puzzling over the mysteries of the universe. This could well explain why some of the most influential philosophers and scientists of all time have been logicians. It's not uncommon for INTPs to lose themselves in thought. They also just can't stop thinking. From the moment they wake up, their minds are constantly buzzing with ideas, questions, and insights. It's not uncommon for INTPs to conduct full-fledged debates in their own heads. One of the best examples of INTP personality type is the man who held the title of the richest man in the world for a whopping 24 years. Yes, we're talking about Bill Gates. In the documentary titled Inside Bill's Brain, Decoding Bill Gates, the Microsoft founder revealed that when he was young, he would spend his days reading, thinking, and pondering his bedroom.
I read a lot. There were always contests at the library in the summer where, if you read 10 books, you got a little gold star. If you read 20, you got like 2. And
if this doesn't make him a typical INTP, I don't know what does. Bill Gates is a logician to his core. He's messy, thrives on complex things, and can spend hours getting lost in research if he lets himself. 3. ENTJ The Commander. Natural-born leaders, confident, charismatic. These are just some of the traits that ENTJs, aka the commanders, are known for. They project authority in a way that draws crowds together behind a common goal. They're rational to the core. Heck, you might even say that they have an almost ruthless level of rationality. Basically, they will achieve whatever goal they've set for themselves by using their drive, determination, and sharp minds. ENTJs are also great performers. It's their introverted intuition that engages audiences' minds and allows them to tune in with their restless characters. There are many examples of the ENTJ personality type among celebrities, but one of them is certainly Jim Carrey. No matter the character he plays, Jim Carrey brings his talent to the table. ENTJ might be the CEO and entrepreneurial type, but Jim is the perfect example of how this type can be whoever they want. 4. ENTP The Debater. Next up, we have the ENTP personality type, also known as the debater. People with this personality type just love playing the devil's advocate, which allows them to showcase their quick wit and clarify their inner thoughts. They often think out loud, and they aren't afraid to speak their minds and share their opinion. One example of this would be Chris Rock, an American comedian and everyone's favourite Oscar host. He's the perfect example of someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, even if it gets them into trouble.
Oh, wow!
As an ENTP, Chris just loves a mental sparring session with someone who can challenge him. And I stress the word mental. There's no denying that Chris is incredibly charismatic, but also very direct in the way he communicates. Diplomats. 1. INFJ The Advocate. The INFJ personality type is the rarest personality type in the general population, coming in at just under 2%. And one of the most famous INFJs was Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest revolutionaries of all time. As a typical INFJ, he had a knack for understanding people and their needs. He was sensitive and reserved, but as he shows time and time again, he wasn't afraid to fight for what he believes in.
Not going to be paralyzed by that and not do our work inside and outside the country.
Especially when it comes to something that he cared about so deeply, namely leading the anti-apartheid revolution. Nelson Mandela was an incredibly kind man with strong ideals and high empathy, which are all typical traits of the INFJ personality type. 2. INFP The Mediator. INFPs have incredibly rich inner worlds, and they often live in their heads. They're daydreamers who would much rather focus on the big picture than on small, everyday details. INFPs have a calming presence and are easygoing most of the time, but don't even think of challenging their core values, as they will fight tooth and nail to defend it. Being authentic is essential for any INFP, but that's also why they're having a hard time conforming to social norms. People with the INFP personality type are also in the constant search for deeper meaning. You could say that their minds are a limitless playground where they explore different possibilities. There are many examples of the INFP personality type among celebrities, but one of them is certainly a famous actor and all-round nice guy, Keanu Reeves. We've already talked about how INFPs have a calming presence and that they make people feel at ease around them, and our boy Keanu is a prime example of just that. He might be reserved in expressing his emotions, but he's exceptionally caring and is genuinely interested in other people. As an INFP, he will stop at nothing to fight for what he believes in.
No, because if you're a lover, you got to be a fighter.
How so?
Because if you don't fight for your love, what kind of love do you have?
When it comes to love, INFPs believe in the power and beauty of true love, and they sincerely hope to never settle for anything less. 3. ENFJ The Protagonist. People with the ENFJ personality type are known as the generous individuals who other people can rely on for advice and unconditional support. They're also pretty good at reading people and understanding social dynamics. They're charismatic, enthusiastic, and have exceptional communication skills that make them natural-born leaders. ENFJs truly care about people around them, and they don't shy away from giving their time and effort in helping those in need. Martin Luther King Jr. was a prime example of the ENFJ personality type. He was people-oriented, incredibly warm, and generally a fun person to be around. His strong ideals combined with a so-called can-do attitude gave him his unique ability to drive positive change in the world.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
He was famous for being vocal about his values, and when he saw something as unjust, he would do anything in his power to let it be known. Martin Luther King Jr. had a kind but assertive aura, which made him a typical ENFJ. 4. ENFP The Campaigners. ENFPs are sociable yet highly introspective. They're all about searching for deeper meanings and questioning concepts. If we were to mention one celebrity with this personality type, it's got to be the one and only Robin Williams. I mean, we're talking about the guy who was incredibly warm, expressive and welcoming, which are typical ENFP traits, along with charisma and great people skills.
And usually you're up against a 12-year-old who just nails you. You walk out and all of a sudden you're dead and you're on the ground. And then later on, if you have a certain program, you can hear them talking about you like, who is that idiot?
ENFPs also tend to be highly energetic and inventive. And one of the things that Robin was known for was his incredible ability to think up new, creative ideas and share them with other people. People often see ENFPs as the happiest people around, with bubbly personalities who are always eager to take on something new. And while they definitely seem that way on the outside, it doesn't mean that they're happy all the time. Far from it, actually. They often struggle to find happiness, but they don't want other people to see that they're struggling. If you enjoyed our video and would like us to do a part 2, make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel with notifications on so you don't miss anything. Till next time!